Hey, this is Tracy Lewis from Stuff and Things. I have been playing with my colored pencils, getting organized with them, and today I finally broke out. When I move, I have these two boxes for cards. I have, as you can see, labeled one of them drawing because all of my drawings are very small. So I looked through this box, which I filled with everything I was working on before we moved 3 weeks ago Monday, and we're now getting ready to move in the next couple of days. And I thought, all right, before I get too carried away with these colored pencils, I need to work on finishing up the cards that are in this box. So now they're all scattered about, and the main thing I needed to do with them was a lot of them were fronts only, so I had to put them on bases. Then I had to break out a bunch of envelopes and work on finishing the insides of the cards, the envelopes, and the backs. So since I was doing that, and I already had all these pencils out because I'm still labeling them, and I thought, I will see how these pencils work on the really smooth envelope paper. It's extremely smooth. It's like silky soft. It's so smooth. And then I also I had one black card, and all I used in it was the white luminance to do some bee trails. So that worked out really well. And then the insides of the cards, I also decided to do colored pencil. So I'm using dry pencils, the polychromos, so they're no watercolor. And I've not had good success with the Stampin' Up watercolor pencils on this smooth of paper. They're called a wax-based pencil, and so it's hard for them to get any leverage on this smooth of paper. So one of the reasons for buying this particular kind of pencil, the polychromos, over others is that I have really bad hands, and these pencils require very light pressure, and I thought, oh, my hands would love having really light pressure. So what I've been doing is some coloring. I have this card, which I actually colored with the chalk pencils that I have, mixed with some of the Faber-Castells, the darker purpley color. And on the inside, I went ahead and colored. This is thick Whisper White, which is not quite, it's got a little tooth, just a tiny bit. And I thought that these pencils went down really well. I got the color tones correct for the front with a little bit of the bluey purple, I guess dark periwinkle. And on the envelope, I had colored the envelope before I even looked at this, guessing at the purples, and I picked these purples. So you can see that these purples are way too pinky grape colored. So here is the front. And the question is, it's very smooth looking when I look at it. It even has a little bit of a shine to it, a sheen. And the question I have for myself is, can I take these bluey colors, and I thought, I'm going to video this. If I can continue this layers, there's already at least 4 layers, probably more like 6 of these 4 purples. Now I'm going to go over the top of them, starting with the lightest one, and try to get it shifted over to the periwinkle blue side of things. So I probably won't talk too much through this, and I will end up speeding it up for making it quick and an easy watch, because this should be quick when it's all done. But so far, before I just continue on coloring, I want to say that I'm already seeing, if you can't already see it, I am already seeing the blue lay down distinctly over the top of the light grape color. The thing about these pencils that I liked about them is that they go layer after layer after layer. You don't really hit the wall with these pencils right away. You can put lots and lots of layers over the top, color on top of color. And I'll tell you, when you are using a pencil that doesn't allow for lots of layers, when you hit that wall, And I actually have hit the wall with these on the drafting film. It literally, all of the color goes away and no more color will go on. It is really decidedly a hard stop to coloring. So this is my test for how well these will work for me. Now, because they are so, you're using hardly any pressure, you're not using very much of the pencil. Like, these are brand new. I haven't even used these colors. And I haven't sharpened them yet. And I'm using so little lead to get the color down that I think, you know, one of the issues that I have is, you know, oh, I want to hoard these because they were very expensive, relatively speaking. I mean, compared to Copic markers, they're really inexpensive. Even compared to most markers, they're inexpensive. So if I can actually get a lot of mileage out of them with the way my hands are, I am all for spending a little extra money to save my hands. So this is the first layer. Again, I'm trying to convert to this bluish color. Now, you do have, and the color I used here, if you're curious, I picked an orange. I actually used Grapefruit Grove. I wanted to mimic this copper color, but in an ink. So that's why it's the orange color. All right, so we're gonna continue our quest. I might even pull one grade lighter. There's actually, if you want to see them all, I could go as light as this to get that color tone with these 5 pencils. I had just grabbed the darker ones, so I might actually go in a little bit lighter. Again, very, very soft. Everything feels so soft and buttery when I use these. All right, I think I've converted it, so let me check. And that is way closer than when it was these colors. So here's the colors it was originally. And then these are the colors I put over the top. So that's at least 8 layers of color. And I would say it was more like 10, and it all went on smooth and without any problems at all. So that's it. My test has been confirmed and I shared it with you, and hopefully if you have some totally dry colored pencils and you can give them a test, maybe you haven't used them a lot, try really light strokes, sharp, rotating, keeping the pressure really light, because what I find with these is if I'm using light pressure and I rotate and then I do a harsh line accidentally, it will put a really dark line. So you have to keep pressure. So the whole thing is practicing a really light pressure with the pencils, and know that you're going to layer upon layer get your colors to the end color that you want. And don't be afraid to go dark. This is the darkest color, and I actually used it down here at the base of each of the flowers, getting really into the corners. That's what really makes your coloring pop, is when you have your lightest lights and very dark darks. Thanks for watching.